How is the healthcare there
Super
for
expensive.
students?
No, I think it's super expensive. Like I had a insurance, but that was only for accident.
Okay, that brings
But like it was,
that brings me
it's
to mind.
super expensive. It's super expensive. I didn't go to the hospital only.
Is it
I
a
had
compulsion
Ritu's
to
mom.
have an insurance according to university norms or
So
visa
there's an
norms?
insurance from that the university kind of provides you with, but that's I think for me at least was it was only for accident.
Yeah, that is just
Yeah.
to make sure you're an
Yeah, you're
immigrant.
covered. Yeah, and that's it. But like regular, if you had to go visit the clinic and all, it's really expensive. Because I remember a friend of mine had some issue in her eye. Something went in her eye, and she paid, if I'm not wrong, $150.
That is.
That is 7.5. I'm not sure if she paid 150 or like 300.
But oh my god.
And all they did was remove it and gave her like a drop.
That's expensive.
That's very expensive. So I.
Okay, if you had an option of buying, were you able to buy, if possible, an health insurance and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You can,
Yeah. I
even
think
if you're
so.
an immigrant.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm pretty sure it's like super expensive.
How did you convince your parents?
My parents were like okay with it.
Generally, they take
Yeah.
a step back, right?
But my mom and dad were okay because I think I've always wanted to go abroad and study. So they had like they knew that this is what I wanted to do, and they were okay. And it was because it was Singapore that they were even more okay because it's super safe. Like it's very safe. I would go for like walks at 2 a.m.
You can't do that here also.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was never a problem.
Give us the confidence for someone who takes a step back when they say foreign university.
Go for it if you really want to do it. Because I feel like it's a whole experience and like you're just
You
so
must have that.
independent. You're
Yeah.
just so independent. You have to do everything by yourself, and you realize the importance of being with family. And like, I love quarantine.
You're the first person telling this.
Dude, you have no idea because the last 1 month of my thing in Singapore, I was so like, I remember like calling once you and Ritu called me like out of nowhere, and I was whining because I was having like the worst day of my life because it's so difficult. Because at the end it was honestly for me, outing was from my room to my friend's room and from that friend's room to another room.
Oh, lockdown started before you
And
came.
lockdown started but everyone
But
was
who
kind of
wants to
scared.
go out?
Yeah, like the cases were because they found the first cluster, and you know, they were trying to like contain the virus, and they were doing a really good job, but you didn't want to risk it, right?
Obviously, yeah.
So
Especially when in a different country.
because and my mom's like, please don't go outside, you have an exam to write. I mean, she was
right.
And like not just that, like even my mom, actually there was this point where my mom and my uncles and everyone were like, you know what, before the exam and come back, you know, write exam and like next your next
They were that
trimester.
scared.
Yeah, and like, and it's honestly
The
it's not
situation was
easy.
that bad.
It wasn't that bad. It's not as bad as it is now, but at that time Singapore was like second after, I mean, China was the highest, and then we had the Japan cruise, that was the highest,
Yeah.
and then it was Singapore. So in country wise, Singapore was the second highest, had the second highest cases, and that kind of freaked everyone out, and everyone's like, you know what, why don't you just defer your exams and come back? But then like, it's not that easy. If I defer my exams at that time, I have to like do the whole coursework again, which I'm not going to do. So I was like, you know, chill, I'll finish and come. So I think like just
She had the guts to do it.
not.
It really takes
But dude,
courage.
no, it was okay, but it wasn't that bad. And then I came back, so it was okay. Everyone's like, oh my god, Pooja's back home.
Okay, next we'll talk about flights.
Indigo is the worst flight on this planet. They have to pay me back. Okay, they looted me during my last. Indigo
Look
is
at
super
that
bad.
anger.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. So Indigo was like the best before, like when Jet was there, because obviously their prices were much lower, and they had this whole student thing where you could like the luggage. I mean, the baggage allowance was like 40 kgs, okay, which is really good. And then they reduced it to 20 kgs after after Jet's scenario and everything. They reduced
because they didn't have a competitor.
Yeah, they don't have a competitor anymore. And then now they've okay, so students get 20 plus 10. Okay, but then you will never find, so you have to go on their website, and there'll be flights that have like a graduation hat towards the right, but you'll never find flights that have a graduation hat. I've spoken to them, they're just like, I don't like Indigo. Go Singapore Airlines is the best.
Okay.
If you book like a month before, Singapore Airlines is much more reasonable.
Okay,
much
that
more,
is
like, everything.
true that if you book prior, the rates
Yeah.
get cheaper.
Yeah, like
So-
Singapore Airlines is the best airlines on this planet. It's the best. The service, the food, everything. Yeah, Singapore Airlines, the best. Like, they're the best. I love them. The food, everything.
So what do you say? What do you have to say about your graduation?
Don't even ask me.
The most trending topic right now.
My graduation was supposed to be in March. Didn't happen. They told us it's on August 15th, but I hope it
Oh,
happens.
Independence Day.
Yeah. Yeah, our Independence Day, my graduation. I hope I have a graduation, dude.
But I don't think this circumstance.
Don't say that. Be hopeful, be positive. You never know.
I'm just being practical.
Singapore is very good at, very efficient. Okay, the healthcare is really, I mean, everyone's working.
Corona is as efficient as Singapore.
True, that's also there. Like, the number of cases have increased so much there. But that's all of the people who went from other countries. They're all, yeah. It's sad. I just hope I have my graduation. Even if it's next year, I want my graduation.
How were your exams and stuff? Were it online or paper based or?
No, like, I think all, see, some of them were, I had a one paper in my first semester that was online. Not exactly online, but I had to do it on a computer.
You have to basically type.
Yeah. It was open book.
That's nice. I wanted to ask
Quite
this.
a few open book
Which
exams I
is
had.
easier, open book or?
Dude, no. Closed book is so much more easier. I think open book, it's just so, because I have so much material. By the time I like find the answer and write it, it's crazy. And like, you can't even write exactly what's in your book, right? You have to like paraphrase and like according to the question that was asked. It's insane. But like, yeah, closed book always. But like, if it's like papers like taxation law and like law of business organizations where you have to remember like a gazillion sections and all, yeah,
becomes
open book.
pretty easier.
Yeah, because I mean, how much will you like ask
Yeah.
in taxation? Like, you have sections and you just have to like, okay, section this says this, section this says this, and then you have to obviously write down cases that like are similar to the case that's given in the paper. So yeah, it's always open.
Okay, how are the placement opportunities in your university and in general?
I think they do have. I mean, the opportunities are pretty high, but then at the moment,
Yeah, not at the moment,
Yeah.
generally.
yeah, I mean, it's obviously high
Because
bro,
this is the
because you're-
moment where you can't expect placements and stuff.
Yeah, it's good, bro, because obviously you have this degree and you work a lot. You work really hard on doing this course. It's not easy, you know. So yeah, there will be places that want.
So I don't know, what do you work after MBA? What do you work as? What is your job role?
For
what
me,
is
I
this?
want to do like a financial analyst role.
Okay, what are the
Because-
opportunities available? Because I have no clue of what people do after MBA.
There's so many, bro. I mean, it's based on what you do. No, there's marketing, there's HR.
No, the designation, I mean the job role. What do you get as?
There'll be so many. A lot of people become analysts, business analysts, and then there's you know, jobs in like operations and everything. And then yeah.
So those were my questions. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. She can see it and she'll answer it.
I don't have an option.
Yeah, that's true.
Angle is so bad.
We are in a place where, forget about angle, holding the camera is being
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
We are in some hillock. We don't know exactly where we are, but yeah. Yeah. Start now.
What else?